Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. All right, welcome back to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. This is the Marvelous One back at it with Dell. What's good, man?
Yo, what up, team? What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Super Bowl, what is this, 58 this
Man.
Sunday?
Yeah, this is the big weekend.
It's a big weekend, man. Not only for the Super Bowl, man, we get to see who's going to be the MVP on Saturday.
Yeah. They get to decide. Well, I guess they already have it decided. They just want to announce it now.
Right. Now it's just the big announcement. I'm sure the vote has already in. They already know who the MVP is. But I'm curious to know, who's your MVP? Who you would have voted for?
Shoot, man. It's so hard doing what I know now to try to rewind my mind and go back before this playoffs. But I mean, I guess you had to put Lamar there at MVP. I mean, he was the most popular at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He got to the last joint, he beat San Francisco going to the playoffs really bad, and that was the main other team that was vying for number one in the entire league. So
Well, not only that, they had two MVP candidates on that 49ers team, and Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, and he
absolutely
blew both of them out. Those are only two that's really close to him, because I don't even think Patrick Mahomes is being considered.
I don't think so. Not with the numbers he put up this year.
Right. Well, I mean, his numbers were good, but they're not Patrick Mahomes type numbers. Like his standard is above that. Like, we looking at his numbers like, oh, that's a bad season for him, and it's like that's a great season for anybody else. But
he's season low in all his statistical categories. So
for him, that's a season low. Yes.
Yeah.
For him, as a season low, because he threw for like 4,100 yards or something ridiculous like that. I mean, he still threw for 4,000 yards, which is still a lot, which is a down season for him.
Yeah, he's used to throwing about almost 5,000.
Right.
Close to the 5,000,
Right. And some quarterbacks wish they could throw for 4,000 yards in the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Happy to throw for 4,200 yards.
Right. That's a great season.
Great season.
Yeah. But yeah, now I got to go with you. And once again, I want to make sure this is clear. This MVP award is a regular season MVP award. Yes. I think we had this debate last time. So my pick is Lamar Jackson, because he had a great regular season, even though his numbers wasn't as fantastic as they were a few years back when he won the MVP, when he put up like 40-something touchdowns passing, and then he had another 10 rushing. So he had like a combination of 50-something touchdowns. Yes, that was clear. But I think this one is going to be a little close, but he's still going to win the MVP, because I think clearly he was the MVP for this year.
At that moment. It's just gonna, the optics is just gonna look weird, because we know what happened in the playoffs.
Right. I know that's the shaky part about it, but I mean, it happened before.
10 points to leave the your playoff hopes.
Right.
So it doesn't look right, but
think about it. Think about it. It's happened in the past, right? We had many times where Peyton Manning won the regular season MVP, but Tom Brady was in the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
So I see the same thing happening here. But I'll get to that. And I think I've already made my pick. I already told you I got the 49ers winning, but I'll go into greater detail when we get to that point. But I think my comeback player of the year is Baker Mayfield. I think he's clearly the comeback player of the year. My rookie of the year, CJ Stroud. These picks are easy.
They're pretty easy.
I think the toughest one for me is, who is the defensive player of the year?
Oof.
Right?
No doubt.
I mean, like, is your boy with the Cowboys, who had 9 interceptions and 6-7 interceptions returned for a touchdown, is he your defensive player of the year?
I mean, no, he can't.
No.
Nah, man, he get burnt too many other times for that. He had some great plays, but
I
just
mean,
around not great enough to be that. No, it would look weird him being a defensive player of the year for real.
but I mean, Deron Bland, I mean, he broke the record for what, pick sixes, right?
Yeah, yeah, he did, but it just doesn't look right. We just even saying it don't sound
It don't even sound right.
right. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, because I've seen the guy playing. I'd be like, "Come on, Deron!" Like I remember being out there. I'm not being at the game, but just watching it and watching him and always like, nah, man, come on. Now you're making plays, I get it, but you can't get toasted on other plays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Uh, so no, it can't be him. It's
They
gonna
can't.
be it's gonna be a lineman. You know,
TJ
you know,
Watt.
yeah. Who led the league in sacks right now?
Okay.
Was that TJ Watt? No, who led the league in sacks?
It's either TJ Watt or Miles Garrett. I think it's one of those guys. Let me look it up.
Yep, that's
But
what.
yeah,
Let's look
that,
it up.
that's no, no. Yeah,
Had the most sacks, 19 sacks.
19 sacks. Who was it?
TJ Watt.
It was TJ Watt. So you think it's gonna be TJ Watt?
I think they're going to give it to TJ Watt. Because really, he was the defense. You know,
Mm-hmm,
you can't
mm-hmm.
really. If you're going to say who was the most key critical for them making the playoffs out of nowhere, I mean, it'd probably be TJ Watt. I mean,
Mm.
it would be.
Okay. I mean, it could be TJ Watt. I just, I
Just
just
look
gotta.
over
I
look
got an
over it.
eerie feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be your boy Deron. How do you pronounce it? Deron
Ron
Bland, right?
Blaine.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be him, dude.
Oh man, I can't see that. Man. That's good.
I think it's gonna be him. The 9 interceptions. I don't remember. You got to help me out here. Was it six pick sixes?
It was six pick sixes in 1 year, one season.
Right. It's a record. Is my point.
Right.
He broke
Right.
the record for pick sixes in a season.
Uh,
So that's got to count for something. And I mean, I know it's a surprise pick,
I
but
mean, give him a Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, to say he's better than like any defensive lineman, that will have 19, 18, 17 sacks. I don't know.
but I
And
mean, but I
what
mean, but
Miles
that's
Garrett,
but that's not a record. That's not a record amount of sacks.
it's not, but it's leading the league. I get it that it's a record for Deron Bland, but you got to have the total package.
I,
You
I,
know,
I, and I
those are
get that,
plays. Those are great plays, right? But
right?
a lot of things got to happen for those plays to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The and the situations that he was catching them, it wasn't like, I mean, two of them, yes, they were great plays. And he got up, one of them got up off the floor, ran back to the other ones. I would have been upset if he didn't catch it because it was right to him. It was so easy for him to
Mm-hmm.
get. And I get he did the numbers. The numbers were there, right?
Right, right.
Overall, his numbers as far as where he ranked, as far as cornerbacks, I don't think so. I just don't think it just looks bad.
So he had the record with
Five picks. Okay. Okay.
5 pick sixes. All right, that's the record. He had 9 interceptions on the season. Y'all had one of the top defenses in the league.
Yeah.
I think
But
you got to give it to him.
He wasn't even starter to start the season.
I don't care. He had 9 interceptions. 5 of them returned for touchdown. Y'all win what, 12-4 in the season?
Yeah, 12-4.
That's a great season, man. That just because you didn't have no success in the
It's great plays, but when you look at the rest of his stats, they aren't really like top ranking. Those things help him and make him like boost him up real high,
right.
but it's not like for instance, if I could say that he was top 5 in the league in the least amount of yards given up or
Mm-hmm.
something, give me
Well,
something that is more consistent than these flash plays.
But I mean, that's like saying, some of these edge rushers who get a lot of sacks, right? But they can't stop the run. You know what I'm saying? They're not good run defenders. They're great pass rushers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I
know.
would say the sack affects the game more than missing a
Then the
run.
interception,
No, than a run. Than missing a run.
but I mean, an interception and returning it for a touchdown is more impactful than a sack, in my opinion.
I mean, it is. It is. I mean, you're reversing the points.
You're reversing the points. Exactly. That just a sack, the quarterback gets his butt up and run the next play, whereas he throws the interception, or even if the interception is returned for a touchdown, that is a huge
I think I
impact.
would be more. I think I would be more impressed if he broke the interception record than to break the return
Boy, you
touchdown.
hard to please, boy.
No, I just don't think he could. That's something he's going to be able to repeat. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
That's not
yeah,
something
yeah.
he'd even come close to ever again.
No, he's not. I know
So,
that's to me.
yeah,
That's why it's more so
watching
significant.
him, I cannot ever see that. I mean, even the plays he made, I don't want to say just all. They weren't all just being in the right place at the right time. Not all of them, but like I said, there were plays that just any mundane, at least four of them, were
Mm-hmm.
mundane. Any mundane corner could have did if they
Mm-hmm.
were standing in that place. Standing,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, obviously your pass rush had something to do
Oh,
with
and that
all of his
contributed to
interceptions.
it, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and that contributed
that
definitely.
gave him all the great opportunities that he had.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
That, but it was like, and also he never did that in an impactful game. You know what I'm saying? Like those
Mm.
big games we had against Philly,
Yep.
against San Francisco, against Buffalo, never did that. He didn't make any plays.
Mm.
He would do this. He was doing this mostly against
Bad teams.
the Howells, the Sam Howells of the league.
Yeah.
The Mac
Yeah.
Jones of the league. When they throwing across their body to the other side of the field. The passes that you never should try to make.
Right. 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 Right.
You ain't got a rock solid arm that you can get the ball there quickly. You
Yeah.
know,
Hey
and
man.
two of those returns for touchdowns was that exact play.
Hey man. I give the man credit for it, yo. But
I give him credit, but he can't be defensive player of the year. Just can't.
so who's your defensive player? Yeah, is T.J. Watt?
I would say T.J. Watt or Myles Garrett.
Well, Myles Garrett is not up there as far as sacks. Myles Garrett is like tied for seventh with 14 sacks. But TJ Watt got 19. Trey Henderson, which drives me mad every time I see Trey Henderson's name listed here in tops and sacks, because he was a saint and we
Oh,
let him
really?
go. Yes, this dude was getting
let him go free agency type thing.
free agency, double digit sacks. His last season, he had 13 sacks with us. And it's like, how do you let one of the most important positions on defense get away when this guy had 13 sacks? And they claimed that he was getting that because Cam Jordan was on the other side. I was like, that ain't got nothing to do with it. You getting the sacks. We kept
Yeah.
him for two rookies who were bust. We let him go. So blows my mind. And I remember arguing with friends. I was like, dude, I would pay Trey Henderson whatever he wants to stay on this team because he's a sack master.
But it was just that I remember, like when the season was coming, like we said, regular season award. I remember when Cleveland was coming up and they were winning games, like
Yep.
Myles Garrett being one of the people that they were like,
Yeah, they were talking a lot about him.
as far as him, driving that team to
Right.
where, and driving that defense. And I don't know, it just seemed like he was there a lot in the public. I thought he had more. I felt like he had more sacks than
Right.
that.
Well, because they was talking about him in Cleveland, it felt like he was doing a lot, but I can't go with him because they was giving up a lot of points too.
Yeah.
There's some
Sometimes they were. Sometimes they were.
Yeah, they were giving up a lot of points. So I can't go with Myles Garrett. I'm hesitant to go with TJ Watt. I mean, he's won it before, you know.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right. And I mean, Trey Hendrickson it didn't even feel like he had 17 and a half sacks this season, but he did.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I like I said, I'm gonna make the bold pick, and I'm gonna go with your boy Deron Bland.
DeRon Bland.
Yep, I'm going with him winning the
That is
MVP.
definitely a bold pick.
Oh, it's gonna be a shocker. But I
I'm
mean,
gonna go TJ Watt. I'm gonna go TJ Watt.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think that's a tough pick right there. Who gets that award? So, but
Yeah.
we'll see. All right, let's talk Super Bowl. I mean, has anything this week made you change your mind or who you think is going to win?
No, not really. Like for the first week, I was kind of like up in the air with slightly leaning to the Chiefs. But the more I think about it, the more it's getting closer. I'm definitely going to be on the Chiefs side. I think the underdog is going to win it outright. I just think that they're used to being there.
Right.
I almost think it almost feel like like in the NBA when they say they coast through the regular season and then they get to the playoffs and that's when they really start playing.
Right.
That's what it felt like they did this year, man. It felt like they were just coasting till they got lost about 4 or 5 games and then like, all right, y'all, let's go ahead and start playing.
Man,
Playoffs coming up.
I hear you, man, but I just feel like
the playoff handled the Baltimore Ravens.
you thought they handled them.
They scored 10 points.
They only scored 17.
Yeah, but they scored 10.
Okay, I get you. They handled the defense handled the Baltimore Ravens offense, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, well, okay, sure.
Well, they're part of the team, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not giving
Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm not giving Mahomes credit for that.
I didn't say give Mahomes. I said the Chiefs. I said the Chiefs handled the thing, not Mahomes.
But I'm just saying, man.
This ain't the Mahomes award.
I mean, it's all about Mahomes.
Well, it's about the team because the whole team goes to Super Bowl, not just.
Well, they're gonna need more than 17 points to beat the 49ers. I promise you that.
But I didn't feel like if they wanted to score and they needed to score more points, that they couldn't have scored more points.
I don't think they could.
I really felt like they started running and called the dogs out. To be honest with you, because Kelsey went nuts, and I think he could have went crazy. He could have passed the ball a lot more in the second half than he did.
I like I told you before, this is probably the weakest Chiefs offense that Patrick Mahomes has been a part of since he's been with the Chiefs. Like, they offensively are lacking, mostly at the wide receiver position. They are lacking. And I think this is the weakest offense he's had.
Yes, but I would get said just like I told you last week. This is almost the same exact offense they had last year. It's really not that much difference. I'm sorry, Juju Smith-Schuster does not make a difference on this team.
I think he does.
No, more than he does on the Patriots.
But listen to me.
He hasn't made a difference in like 7 years.
Listen to me. I ain't saying that he's an all-time great, but compared to what they have now, he's an all-time great.
It ain't an all-time great compared to what he was
compared to what they got now. Yeah.
Oh, he was on that team. He was a Jag. He was just one of the guys.
He was better than the guys behind him.
He was not special. He did nothing special. There's nothing special you remember from Juju Smith-Schuster last year.
No. There's nothing special about Juju Smith-Schuster.
No, I mean, just remember what he did. Like I'm saying, he was on that team. There's no plays that you remember from Juju Smith. You're like, that's Juju.
I remember some plays from him. He had some big time touchdowns for him. No,
I mean, I'd rather have Rashee Rice than have him. I'd rather have Rashee Rice. I think he's a better receiver than Juju.
I think they're struggling without. I mean, like I said, I'm just saying, relatively speaking, compared to what they had, all the drops that they had by these receivers, Juju was an upgrade. So that's all I'm saying. I think they're missing him.
You replace him with Rashee Rice, and it's null and void. That's what I'm saying.
This season proves that it's not, because it was not good by Rashee Rice and the other receivers on this team.
Well, no, bad. Rashee Rice was good. Rashee Rice was very good this year. And remember, he's a rookie this year.
Yeah, I know what he is, but I mean, you compared him to how Juju played for him. So I don't know. I think that's the biggest weakness. I think that's the biggest weakness of the Chiefs, the receivers,
Right, but Juju did not
which Patrick Mahomes relies on.
They were weak last year. That guy, that other guy, that he's still there. The one that the number 11, I can't think his name. Right now.
I know who you're talking about. It came from the Giants.
Yeah, Valdez Scanlon.
Oh well, yeah.
And Tony. Both of them was
yeah, Tony.
Kadarius Tony.
Kadarius Tony. Yeah, the grown man that drops balls. Yes, him.
Yes. He was there last year. He's there this year. Valdez Scanlon was there last year. Was there this year.
And he was just as bad last year as he is this year.
Sky Moore was there last year. Was here this year.
Just as bad last year as he was this year.
Miko Hardman was there last year.
Just as bad.
There this year for not even half the year, for a quarter of the year. He came back a quarter year. So they're the same team, man. You're not gonna tell me that Juju Smith-Schuster made that big.
Well, let me ask you this: is this offense better than the offense that was last year?
It's not better.
Okay. I don't need no extra seasoning, no extra salt. It's not better. And what have they lost since last year?
Wait. You can go from his first Super Bowl to his second Super Bowl and say,
No. I'm just comparing last year to this year. What is the difference? You just told me all the things, the components that are the same.
The difference is what I told you.
Who did they lose?
They didn't lose nothing significant.
Who did they lose?
That's not what call. It don't matter who they lost, because you can count other players.
You don't want to say the man, Dave. You don't want to give the man credit.
No, I'm not gonna give him credit because he's crap. He's on another team being crap. He was crap before he got there. What you think made him better? What made him better is because he was playing with the Chiefs.
I know. And they rested him now.
No, that's it. That's what made him decent. He needed the Chiefs to be decent.
He needed to be with them, but without it even worse. They're even worse without him.
No, they're not worse without him. They just
Didn't we just prove that the offense is not as good as they were last year? They even worse.
But I just explained to you why. I just had a whole conversation. You just went in right out the oven.
I didn't want no extra seasoning. I just asked you.
No, it's not extra seasoning.
It's extra seasoning.
They're getting tired of the regular season.
No, stop it, man. They get tired.
That's what I did. Okay. Since you want to compare, was their offense better in playoffs or the regular season?
Was the offense better in playoffs than the regular?
No. Just answer. Was the offense better in the playoffs?
Or no, it wasn't better.
What? Oh,
they scored 17 against the Ravens.
And what did they do against Buffalo in Buffalo? And don't forget that game was on the road. That's all they had to score. That's why I'm trying to tell you. They only scored 17.
Oh, man, stop it.
If they wanted to, they could have scored more. Do you know? Hold on. Patrick Mahomes only had like 8 incompletions that game. What are we talking about, Marv?
Dude, he 2
incompletions the whole first half.
Oh, come on, man.
He threw the ball 39 times and had 30 completions.
Right.
That is not him playing bad.
And 11 of those completions went to Travis Kelce.
Yes, because that's what's been happening since he's been there.
No, because it's the only dude he can rely on.
Again, that's what's been happening since he's been there. Oh,
man, stop it.
What do you mean stop it? He's 1,000
since he's been there. There was a guy named Tariq. Hold on. There was a guy named Tariq Hill.
Yes, and guess who still was the number 1 receiver on that team? It was Travis Kelce. He was
and Tariq Hill. They were 1A and 1B.
No, they weren't 1A and 1B. They were A and B. You look at the reception. Hey, look. Travis Kelce will have way more receptions and targets than Tariq Hill. Tariq Hill, of course, would get that, long run.
He had more yards.
He had more yards, but who had more receptions and more targets?
Oh, man.
The number 1 receiver on that team has always been Travis Kelce, and he proved it because Tariq Hill went, and they still went to the Super Bowl and won it. So here we go.
It wasn't as easy.
Oh, it wasn't as easy? Why was it hard? Why was it hard? They were number 1 seed again, had home field advantage again, all the way through again. Oh, baby, why was it hard?
Well, look, man, I say all of that to say that this Chiefs team offense is not as good as the offenses have been in the past. Now, granted, the defense is better, and to me, that is the difference.
But I will say I'm serious when I say I don't think they're interested in the regular season anymore.
Oh man, stop it!
Dog, they had 5 out of 4 years.
I don't care.
What you mean you don't care?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you out there playing, you trying to win.
Okay, that's great and hunky dory on paper, Marvel. These are human beings.
It ain't on paper. When you step out on that field, you trying to win. You ain't out there saying,
so what,
you know what? I'm gonna take this one off.
Doing?
I'm gonna take this one off because I'm a little bored. I've been in this city before. I beat them down in the city before. Let's take this one off.
Come on, Marv. You kind of overstating it. It's the same thing like the NBA. We've been talking about that for years. That's
different.
No, it's not different.
Because they do
different.
They do load management in the NBA. If Patrick Mahomes said, you know what, I'm gonna take this game off, Coach Andy Reid. I'm gonna sit this one out, do some load management.
But it's
go and let what's his name, Henny, whoever the backup is, let Henny run this one today. That ain't happening.
But it's not low because they only play 17 games. They can't do load management. But what I'm saying is, just like in NBA, the better teams, they losing games early that they're not supposed to be losing. Boston, they sitting there losing to the Lakers without LeBron and AD, right? That's not going to happen at the end of the year, okay? Because they're not interested in the early part of the season.
No, they're resting players. Some players aren't playing. They're playing. They're playing more players on the bench. That's what happens in the regular season, not because they're interested. They're trying to find a rotation.
No,
that's different.
Now there ain't no rotation. We know who the stars on those teams.
No. You know what happens in the NBA when they get to the playoffs. Their rotation gets smaller. It goes from nine players, 9 to 10 players that play to 6 or 7.
Exactly what I'm saying.
And that ain't about being bored. That ain't more about being bored. That's just more minutes for your starters.
It is about it because that's why during the regular season, the players are more inept to say, hey, you know what? My ankle hurt. Oh, I'm not feeling good. I got illness.
Well, yeah, that's the load management. That doesn't happen in the NFL.
No, that's not load management.
That's load management.
That is the player telling you, I don't want to play on my ankle.
No.
They ain't got nothing to do with that.
No, that's telling
the player. The player tells the coach, I'm not playing.
That's the player. That's the coach. A lot of times that's the training staff saying, look, let's let this ankle heal.
Yes, sometimes it is. But
that's load management.
That's not the case all the time, though, Marvin, and you know it.
Hey, man, look.
Go and shoot and say, you know what? I feel good.
So answer this question. This would be what, Patrick Mahomes' 4th Super Bowl. Are you thinking that he's
in 5 years?
In 5 years, you think he's a little bored with the Super Bowl? I've done this a number of times. You know what? I'm gonna take this one off. Let Brock get this one.
They're bored with the regular season, is what I'm saying.
But they're not bored with the playoffs.
Of course, you ain't bored with the playoffs.
I don't think they're bored with any game, man. I think offensively they're lacking some talent at the receiver position, and that's hurting them. And I think that is why the 49ers are going to win this game. Now, but that's
what I'm telling you. What are they lacking? They were in the Super Bowl last year with this same scheme.
I know. I hear you. But
so that was enough for them to be there last year. So it was enough this year. Obviously, they went on the road this time.
You got the best quarterback in the league who can make up for those deficiencies. And that's Patrick Mahomes. And if Patrick Mahomes,
that's what I'm trying to tell you. It don't matter.
Who knows how to win? And he knows how to win when his receivers are lacking. And that's what's happening.
And when he started playing good, like the regular Patrick Mahomes we know.
All season long, he just been trying to get
these. Oh my God! Stop it, dude! We just had it. I just told you.
Dale, listen to me. Early in the season, they were losing games because their receivers were dropping balls. Do you not remember that? Not because Patrick Mahomes wasn't giving enough effort. He had one play. Was it Scantling that was wide open for a touchdown? Patrick Mahomes threw a perfect pass to him. He dropped it.
They did have some drops.
And then there was the first game of the season, the first regular season game against the Detroit Lions.
Just the drops, though,
hang on. Against the Detroit Lions, Patrick Mahomes threw the ball to Kadarius was Tony. He
Yes,
dropped the ball, and it was a pick six return for touchdown, right?
yeah, he had
That
two
ain't
of those.
on Patrick Mahomes. That was a good pass. That
I
wasn't
get it.
Patrick Mahomes' board. That was a bad receiver trying to catch the ball.
I get it.
He ain't bored. His talent around it ain't good.
But that's not just it. It wasn't just that. He was down in percentages. He was down in touchdowns.
He should be.
Kelsey's numbers were down. You gonna tell me Kelsey started getting big?
Kelsey missed some games with injury.
Okay, yes, he did. But when he was there, his numbers been down. Do you know he went 8 weeks without a touchdown?
When you heard,
What?
yeah, that's
8 weeks.
what happened.
8 weeks. No, 8 weeks. Toward the end of the year, he went 8 weeks without a touchdown.
Did that include the games that he was injured?
No, that's not included the weeks he was injured. That's when he came back.
Well, how did he?
That's
man,
when he came
look,
back.
let me make my pick, man.
Yeah, man. Well, your pick,
anyway, I said my pick. I'm telling you, the 49ers are favoring in this game. I want to know why Vegas has the 49ers 1.5 point favorites here, because I agree with them. I think the 49ers will win this game. Kyle Shanahan is too smart, and the 49ers got way too much offensively and defensively. They're loaded with talent, and they got the great coach. They're winning the Super Bowl, dude. Trust me.
Okay. So let me explain to you when the Vegas odds are 1.5. Okay, 1.5 odds are basically saying it's a pick'em game.
It's sort of, yeah, that's true.
Really not a favorite. If they were true favorites, they would at least be a 3-point favorite.
Right.
So, and then number two,
what does Vegas consider home? I mean, because I guess the Chiefs are the home team here. Does that factor, even though it's a neutral site?
It truly is a neutral site. I mean, because but the crowd is closer to San Francisco, of course. It's Vegas. Right?
Oh, there you go. That might be.
That could help. I mean,
that might be part of the whole reason why they were with the 49ers.
They include all that in there. You know what I'm saying? All that get in there. But what I was going to say is the reason why they're only 1.5 is because of what I just said. The Chiefs have been playing a lot better in the playoffs and toward the end of the year than they were at the beginning. Now, if they were playing anything like they were playing in the beginning of the season and they were just lucking up, it would have been a 4 or 5 point favorite for San Francisco. Easy. Easy. But since Patrick Mahomes has been there 4 out of 5 times, he was there, the current Super Bowl champions. All this is just regular to them. This is what they do. They don't even know what it's like not to be there. They're there all the time.
They are.
So they're just going through the motions to get to the game. San Francisco, on the other hand, a lot of press. Purdy, his first full season, he's getting there, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of press in front of him. The coverage that they get in this game is unlike any other game they've ever been to, right? And that's why when you had these teams that come there for the first time against one of these teams that been there a lot of time, they end up falling short. You know what I'm saying? Just like Philly did last year.
Whoa. What do you mean the first time for the 49ers? Maybe first time for Purdy.
Yeah, first time for the quarterback is the most important part on the team, play on the team, right? So he is mainly on him to keep his composure throughout this whole process.
That's true. I think he's going to do a better job than Garoppolo did when he played the Chiefs a few years back.
We're going to see, because we've seen Purdy have some bad games. That's not. I mean, we just saw the beginning of that Detroit game. First half of Detroit.
But it's not how you start; it's how you finish.
It's definitely how you finish. But see, that's what I'm saying. Number one, we saw that defense get ran through. I mean, they were getting ran through. We saw Purdy looking very, very shaky, very, very shaky in the first half, and that could have been part of the nerves. You know what I'm saying? He was all these nerves built up and starting off that way. And if they do that against the Chiefs, they're not coming back. They're not coming back after they do it against the Chiefs. Now, I will say this: the first time that they played 4 years ago, and it was with Garoppolo, they were actually beating the Chiefs going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they were. That's what I'm saying.
The Garoppolo all over the place and threw an interception.
He threw him out of the game. But
Right.
really and
Oh,
truly,
and also on that defense, that third 17 or something like that. It was a long
oh
third.
yeah, the long completion.
And yeah, he threw the damn it looked like a punt.
Yeah, yeah. But
He was so open, he had to wait for the ball to come.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I didn't think they were that much better than the 49ers then. And I thought the Chiefs had more firepower back then. But
Yeah, they did.
they did. And I think this is finally when Kyle Shanahan gets that monkey off his back and he wins the Super Bowl. Finally, because he lost when he was the Falcons offensive coordinator. When he lost to the Patriots 28-3, he did some stupid things there to get the Falcons into trouble, right? They had that game, and I'm happy the Falcons lost, but they had that game. They should have won it. It was a play where he should have just ran the ball and kicked the field goal, and the game would have been over. But Matt Ryan takes a sack, and they out of field goal range. So he had that. He had the 49ers in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and he lost. He tried to rely on Garoppolo, and Garoppolo threw him out of the game. And now he's back in there. And I think now he's got a lot of lessons learned. So I think this is where he finally gets it.
I mean, like I said, he very well could, but he calls the plays and he is a great coach. I mean, I'm not doubting Shanahan, but he don't hold no balls, he don't make no tackles. It's the players on the field that got to do it. And to be honest with you, in the playoffs, the Chiefs still look like the stronger team to me. They just have to me. They went and dominated Buffalo. Okay.
What was it, 27-24? That was domination?
I mean, as far as offensively, like we said, that their offense was supposed to be good.
27 points?
They turned, that's a good offense against Buffalo. Supposed to have a good defense.
Yeah, stop.
They were at home. Remember Chiefs went on the road. Remember Chiefs went on the road the whole time. They didn't have no bye.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? San Francisco had a bye. You know what I'm saying? They got to play they got to play the Lions. Who they play good. They played good this
year. Yeah.
But they had an easier road technically to the Super Bowl on paper.
Yeah, they did. They did. That's what you get when you have a great regular season.
Right. And what they say is, sometimes you got to be battle tested. Going into
the stop it.
Super Bowl. No,
stop
ain't no
it. You wasn't saying that when the Chiefs were flying through the regular season and getting the bye and playing in the Super Bowl.
What? They were battle tested. You don't remember those playoffs when they were down every game? They were down.
Stop it.
Look, were they not down 24-0 to Deshaun Jackson and the Texans and came back and won that game? Like scored like 40-something points in the second quarter. I mean, in the second half. I mean, they win.
Was that with Patrick Mahomes?
That was with Patrick Mahomes. Okay. That's right.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah. It was Deshaun Jackson on the Texans and Patrick Mahomes with Kansas City. And won the game. It was a shootout.
Yeah. I remember that.
I mean, some dumb stuff had to happen for them to get back in that game.
Yeah. But I mean, they were playing the Texans.
Returns that they kept fumbling. And stuff like that.
But they were playing Deshaun Watson and the Texans. That wasn't a good team anyway.
I mean, no, but Deshaun Watson was off the chain that year, though. He was one of the better quarterbacks in the league at that time.
Yeah. But that was before we knew who he was.
Yeah, that's right. But said, I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Okay.
I think that, like I said, they are there. This is another game for them. I'm not saying they don't care about it, but I'm just saying I don't think they have the nerves. I don't think they have any composure issue. I don't think they have anything like they're used to. They know exactly what they got to do. You know what I'm saying, to get this win.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, and I'm gonna go rather high scoring too. I'm gonna go like, 28-24.
28-24. Okay.
28-24. The Chiefs.
So you're going 51 points?
51 points total.
Okay, so the total Vegas got on is 47.5.
47.
So you're going over.
That will be an over.
So you're going with an over on this. Ooh.
That would be an over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who knows? It could be like they were the 49ers were against the Lions, or it could be like the Chiefs were against the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go with the over as well because I'm thinking it's gonna be like a 27 to 24 or something like that, somewhere in that range. I just can't imagine this game being 24-23 or something like that.
Yeah, very possible.
I think it's gonna be a little bit more scoring in it. I mean, it's just typically Super Bowls. The offenses kind of get off fast. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I got the 49ers winning it, man. That's it. That's all. And it's mostly because of Kyle Shanahan. I've been saying it all season. I had the Ravens and the 49ers in the Super Bowl, but I always knew the 49ers would be here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can't say that it's I see why you would think that. I mean, you know what I'm saying, that it's a crazy pick or nothing like that. I can't even can't call it a bold pick or nothing. But it's they are slight favors for a reason.
Yeah.
And this is the team that everybody said in the beginning of the season that they won't be the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yep. I've been saying it all season. It's the most complete team.
Yes. They had that one little fall, that 3-game when they lost 3 games.
Yep. And they got it straightened out, and they've been on a roll ever since.
Now they did take that one more tumble when they played the Ravens, because that was ugly. When they played the Ravens and Ravens smoked them
But I thought that was during the losing streak.
No, that wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
That was right before the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's when they got back on track and they lost another one. Yeah, that's right. Because they had that 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, man, they got smoked on national TV.
Yeah, and then Lamar Jackson went into San Francisco and smoked them.
And that's where Lamar went into super MVP mode. He
just
locked in at MVP at that point.
Yeah, definitely MVP. Definitely MVP after that game. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.